Yep, another day, another project. This is a 2005 Chevrolet Colorado with the 4-cylinder engine. I suspect it's got something going on with the timing chain tensioner because I piped it listening to this severe rattle sound it's got going on, and it's really intense, kind of down in this area, right behind the timing cover. And from looking at some of the schematics on this thing, it looks like that's where the tensioner and the guide are for the timing chain. So I've already bought a new timing chain kit with the tensioners and stuff in it. Try to make this a quick project, get it tore down and replaced and hopefully fixed within a day or two, as long as I don't have any major interruptions. As usual, my life is always interrupted. But never worked on one of these before, but fun stuff. I can fix it. Now, the coolant looks good on this truck. I don't see no issues with it. It's nice and clear. Doesn't seem to be mixing any oil or anything. That's why I don't suspect there's major engine damage as far as cylinders and valves. I mean, everything seems to be in line. The rattle itself doesn't feel like it's internal down in the pistons or anything like that. And the truck has good power. It shifts through all the gears. I mean, there's no moisture in it, so I'm really thinking that the problem may just be isolated to that area. And I did go ahead and buy a new tensioner and serpentine belt. We'll run a couple little different things with it. Make sure I don't go overboard. Who knows? It could be that belt tensioner causing all that rattling sound too. But we'll give it a try before we just tear it apart, see if that's it. But I still think it's probably the timing chain tensioner. We'll see. Yeah, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm getting tired. Still got a ways to go tearing down. Got here about 12 o'clock today. Just feel like I should have already been close to seeing the problem and putting new parts in instead of still fighting this. There's a 7mm bolt head right there in the middle. It wants to strip. It doesn't want to just come out. I'm beginning to wonder if it's supposed to even come out. Stupid. Everything else is 10, and the one in the middle is a 7. Well, I put a 7 in there. It's got a lot of torque on it. So I'm just wondering if they try to trick everybody with something part of the mold. But probably have to take off this upper cover too on the top. Probably a bolt running down through there. Yeah, there is. I don't know if it's associated with this top piece or not. I already got the 3 bolts out from the oil pan going up into the timing cover guy. So those 3 are out. But I've washed my hands. It's time to turn off the light. Call it a night. I doubt anybody's gonna come and finish it up for me tomorrow, so I'll be back on it again. Well, here we are back at it. Now the light's on. This work is getting ready to happen. I don't know. I did a little online research last night because I was curious about what I really got into. Typically, when it comes to replacing timing chains and other parts and stuff on a vehicle, I can just look at the motor and know where everything is and see what I have to do and all that. But these Colorado motors are a little different. For example, this front cover plate has got to come off, and I found out that you actually have to drop the oil pan off the truck to get to a bolt that is mounted behind the plate to it, so this plate will not come off. I haven't even attempted to take it off yet. I got tired last night after I got all them bolts out. Right there. So, once again, a simple thing, and it's going to take more hours to do. So, as usual, you think, oh, that's it, that's all I got to do. It turns into more. So, what is it? Probably got about 15 more, 16 bolts on the bottom of the oil pan to get off, something like that. So, you got to tear it apart. This is just stupid. I mean, it should not be this hard. It should not be this hard. This is a terrible design. But we're here now, you gotta deal with it. So, I was also told that this piece typically goes bad too. And I don't know how to really check it to see if that's a problem. But once we get this cover off, we get everything set up the top dead center, get the camshafts put in place, get all the marks lined up. But yeah, probably got another hour or so of work of tearing something else off to get to the timing chain. It's just ridiculous. So I was able to get all the oil pan bolts out, with the exception of the 4 that mount to the bell housing of the transmission and comes into the oil pan. So I gotta get another socket to get those out. Didn't have it under there when Leslie. I don't know if you'll see it, but that cross member has got to come out in the middle, so you'll have enough gap to drop the oil pan down because of the depth of the bell housing against it. So hopefully if I get that out, I'll be able to drop the thing down and wiggle it out of the way. I'm starting to have a bad feeling that they're going like, oh, you got to slide the transmission out and get to it. So, got all the oil pan bolts out. And I thought, oh, it's time to get it apart. And I was wrong. So you take out that plug, and there's 2 more 10mm bolts. So you got like 13s out here, and then you got 2 more 10s in there. So I guess that explains why I ain't got it off yet. Stupid thing. This is just ridiculous. It's stupid. Oil pan is hanging down, but not enough clearance to get it out. So to get to 1 bolt in the oil pan to take the front cover off, it appears now I've taken out cross member, all oil pan bolts, the cross member bolts, little drain plug thing there, a couple brackets. And now it looks like I gotta take the rack and pinion out to get enough clearance to drop the pan. Should just took the whole damn motor out of the truck. This is stupid. This is the most stupid thing I've ever seen. I cheated. Instead of taking out the power steering stuff, I decided to raise the motor up, took out the motor mount bolt, and just raised it up to give me the clearance to get the oil pan out. And I'll show you why the oil pan had to come out. Get my old knees to work. I'm getting dirty. It's because of that oil pickup tube. And that bolt right there for the oil pickup tube is actually bolted into this front cover. So you gotta get all that out just to get this. All this pile of shit to get this. But now we see the guides for the timing cover or timing chain are broken up into the oil pan and a little bit chunks in the pickup tube. So we'll clean it out. Yep. So definitely problems with the timing chain stuff. So we get this pickup tube out of here. It looks like 3 10mm bolts gotta come out, and then it just slides out. Hopefully nothing else has worked right on this truck. Move the cherry picker out of the way. So So I have room to walk around and get this out. Just lowered it right back down where it was. That thing just wants to always leak coolant. But the oil pan is out. The oil tube is out, of course. And you can see a better picture. You just got chunks of the guides in here. So I dropped the oil out of it. You didn't see any of that come out. Be careful, my 3 bolts for this are in here too. So yeah, I imagine we're getting closer, but I don't know. Now I gotta fight that damn bolt right there again. Shit. Of course, another reason why it takes hours is because this one bolt in the middle is an 8mm, but it does not want to turn. I don't know why. And everything I put on it just seems to be rounding it off now. So this is probably gonna be a fight. Stupid. In there because the hole's too tight. It's still winning. It does not want to budge. Took the punch, we put it in the center there. Kind of punched it straight. Go ahead and make a pilot hole in that punch. And spend your $10 on the way here and get your cheap drill bit set. I didn't get it out. I did not get it out. Stupid bolt. Just as soon as I put vice grips on it, it spins right out nice and easy. All that time wasted on the front. Stupid. Boom. God almighty. Why? Trying out the Super Tech engine degreaser, see if it does any good. I personally like Purple Power better, but brake clean does really good too. But I'm gonna try to get some of the heavier stuff off of this because the whole motor and cross members are just saturated. Big bearing, crank, yeah, go to town. Everywhere. Try to get any little crevice that might have loose metal. I'm getting to the point I can add new parts. I'm torquing this upper guide down. Should be getting close. I don't really feel like it needs much more. Oh, I guess my hands automatically no torque spec. So we're there. Here we are, back underneath the Colorado. Making sure I got nice bead. Got pan bolts all tightened back up, including the ones up front, the 3 little ones. Making sure I don't miss anything. Gotta get the dipstick put back in. Cross member, gotta get that put back in. Gotta get this one pain in the butt bolt right there for the AC compressor put in. There's just like no room right there to get a tool on it. So yeah, fun night trying to hurry up and get off this floor because it is cold. All right, so get cross member in. They're tightened and torqued. We got the wire loom in. We got the dipstick all the way down. There's 2 notches in it, so it's all the way down. It is a 2-piece dipstick, so when you put the mounting bracket back on the intake manifold, you gotta make sure that the top half of the dipstick gets into the bottom half of the dipstick. But I think the motor mounts in. I can now move the lift out of the way. So raise the motor up to get the oil pan back in. So we got the AC compressor tightened back down. I should be done underneath this truck. So we've hit the moment of truth with this thing. It's all put back together with the exception of cooling fan and stuff on the front. But giving it a final once over. Serpentine belts on, wiring harnesses plugged in. Everything's kind of in place at the moment. Temporary battery, so put the battery box back in. Spun the motor over by hand quite a bit. So hopefully we got it primed up with oil. I did leave some room in the crankcase to add some seafoam because I want to flush this thing after it runs for a while and get rid of it. So see what happens next. Man, I'm nervous. All that tear down for timing chain. At least the gauges came on. Everything's hooked up. Gas lines. Oh shit, it cranked up. Nice and quiet, no more rattle. Holy shit, I can finish putting it together. Yeah, smooth. Beautiful. Gotta love it. Watch this front cover, make sure I don't get no oil leaking out of it. Holy crap. Can't believe it. Got her warmed up. She ain't changed any. Power steering lines. Maybe just needs more fluid. It turns good. Stops good. It's running. Ain't making no oil trips down the road. Let's get to a stop here. Oh, my gauges quit working. Now they all quit working. There they are. So something to do with the horn. It's weird. Okay, I gotta figure that out. Been running about 20 minutes at operating temperature. It ain't overheating. It's holding a good steady idle. She's quiet. There is like no bobble at all. She is pretty smooth. Haven't seen no leaks yet. Let's see overnight. See what comes out of it.